Welcome to the Spirited Explorer, where I help you travel better with thoughtful itineraries and honest advice. If you're short on time but want to experience the best of Paris, I've got you covered. In this itinerary, I'll take you through a perfectly planned one-day itinerary so you can see the city's most iconic spots without feeling rushed. Grab a coffee, your knitting project, a tea, your cat, whatever, and let's settle in. Let's quickly look at the map to get to know the areas you'll be spending the day. Your day will start across the river in the first arrondissement. This is where the Louvre is located. You'll follow across, hop onto this island, Ile des Cîtes, to see Notre Dame. There's going to be a bookstore right across the river, and then the Church of Saint Severin. You'll have lunch in this area as well before continuing on over here to visit a famous sidewalk cafe. Your route will then take you to a museum, the Musée d'Orsay, and then you'll arrive at the Eiffel Tower. Head up to Trocadero for views of the Eiffel Tower, macarons, and dinner. And then at the end of the night, you'll have the option of doing a river cruise, which will take you back to the island and then riding back to the Eiffel Tower. Start your day with the Louvre. No, you don't have to go inside unless it's a top priority. Instead, admire the architecture from the outside and snap some photos of the Louvre pyramid before the crowds arrive. The Louvre opened on August 10th, 1793 with 537 paintings. Today, it's the world's largest art museum and the most visited museum in the world. That's why I don't recommend getting tickets since you're on such a short time crunch, as the museum gets very busy, and since it has so much art, it can get very overwhelming and consume hours of your day. Notre Dame. Next, walk 20 minutes along the river to the Notre Dame Cathedral. It's located on Ile de la Cîte. While it may still be undergoing construction when you visit, you can still admire the facade and the gargoyles and intricate Gothic detail. Shakespeare and Company. Cross the Petit Pont. This is a bridge that leads into the Latin Quarter. Here you can make a stop at Shakespeare & Company, Paris's most famous bookstore. It will take you under 5 minutes to walk there from Notre Dame. And whether you're a book lover or not, there's tons of history and charm to take in at this iconic bookstore. You might have to wait in a short line when you arrive, but it moves very quickly. Nonetheless, it's worth visiting and waiting in the line if you want to get a bookish Parisian souvenir, a cute tote bag, a book to read while you travel, or just simply want to wander around. Church of Saint Severin. If you're not much of a reader and want to skip the bookstore, or you have extra time, around the corner is the Church of Saint Severin. The Church of Saint Severin is one of my favorite free places to visit in Paris, and it's a beautiful alternative to Saint Chapelle, which does cost and usually has long lines. Saint Severin has moody lighting and stained glass windows, so it's quite similar to the chapel. Lunch in the Latin Quarter. Stick around the Latin Quarter to grab a quick lunch. On my most recent trip, I went to Pepita Paris, which serves Mediterranean cuisine, and it's quite budget friendly. And they have indoor or outdoor seating, so take your pick, but I would go for the outdoor seating. Parisian Sidewalk Cafe. Have a quintessential Parisian experience by visiting one of the most famous sidewalk cafes in Paris. You can have a glass of wine, a café crème, a beer, a croissant, whatever you want. Café du Four is the most famous. It's been around a long time and is often frequented by celebrities. It was really rainy when we were there, so we didn't get to have the perfect Parisian sidewalk cafe aesthetic. We were seated underneath a terrace, but it was still really lovely to visit, and the waiter was really knowledgeable and created a really comfortable atmosphere. If Café du Four seems too busy, right across the street is Le Deux Magots, which has a similar setup and works as a easy alternative. Both cafes are a little pricey, so I do recommend just getting one drink before carrying on. And from the lunch spot I mentioned, it's about a 14-minute walk to the cafes. Musée d'Orsay, or the Orsay Museum. Now walk 12 to 15 minutes to the left bank of the Seine River. You will arrive at Musée d'Orsay, which is one of Paris's coolest museums. It's set in an old train station built in 1900, and you can even look out from the clock at the top of the building for a cool view and iconic photo spot. Now, this museum is not as large as the Louvre, but that's to your advantage when you're on such a short time schedule. Besides, you can see works by Monet, Van Gogh, Renoir, and other legendary European artists. The place is a mix of paintings, sculptures, furniture, and photography. You can grab skip the line tickets online in advance, and I will link that down below for you. But keep in mind that the museum is closed on Mondays. So if your visit to Paris does fall on a Monday, you can swap out Musée d'Orsay with Musée de la Orangerie, or the Orangerie Museum. It's known for the Claude Monet water lilies room, which can be seen in as little as 15 minutes. So, Rue de la Université. It's a quiet residential street that perfectly frames the Eiffel Tower. Go here to take some self-portraits or capture some cool perspectives of the tower from close up. Plus, the street is right next to the museum, so just follow it until the view falls into place. Eiffel Tower. From the viewpoint, keep going straight until you arrive at the Jardin de la Tour Eiffel. This is where you'll be really up close to the Eiffel Tower and get to see more of the intricate details. In 2018, glass partitions were added to the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. It makes it seem like you need to pay to get into the bottom of the Eiffel Tower, but you don't. You just need to go through entry 1 or 2 and pass security. Macarons from Carrette. Either enjoy a 15 or 20-minute walk or take the metro from Bar Hakim by the Eiffel Tower to arrive at Trocadero. This is about 10 minutes with walking and the metro. Carrette serves excellent macarons and is located in Place du Trocadero, where you'll get more beautiful views of the Eiffel Tower. But don't worry about that just yet. You're going to come back to this area after dinner, so stay tuned. For now, just visit the patisserie and grab some of your favorite macarons. They have flavors like pistachio, chocolate, rose, lemon. I recommend grabbing a couple to eat there and then taking a box home as a souvenir. Dinner near Trocadero. For a cozy dinner near Trocadero, Au Cut is a great choice. They serve elevated French cuisine in an intimate space. The prices reflect the quality and relaxed setting. We loved our visit and our waiter was the sweetest. For the prices, the mains range from around 27 to 48 euros. On the cheaper end, I had a mushroom gnocchi, which was gorgeous. However, there are plenty of options for meat eaters as we are in France. Other restaurants to consider near the Trocadero include Mocus l'Écureuil. I can't actually say that word, but it means, I think, Mocus the squirrel. I don't know if Mocus is a French word. Nonetheless, it's an Italian joint with pizza, pasta, and burgers, so pretty relaxed. Café du Mexique is a French neighborhood bistro, kind of similar to Au Cut, but a little bit lower prices. Golden Spoon, more upscale French cuisine in a chic space. Alternatively, you can get bread and cheese and wine and go and sit by the river. I would suggest doing this after visiting the Eiffel Tower, but before going to get macarons. Trocadero Esplanade. For magnificent views of the Eiffel Tower lit up at night, you have to go to the Trocadero. As soon as it gets dark out, the Eiffel Tower is lit up in that beautiful buttery glow thanks to 20,000 light bulbs. What's really special, however, is when it sparkles. It sparkles for the first 5 minutes of every hour until the lights go off. The lights go off around 11:45 or 1 a.m. depending on the time of the year. If you are visiting in summer or during French holidays, the lights will remain on until 1 a.m. Seine River Cruise. If you're feeling lively and still want to explore more of the city, I highly recommend doing a Seine River night cruise. I find Paris to be the most spectacular after sundown. The lights beneath the bridges illuminate, the building facades glow, the Eiffel Tower sparkles. It's just truly a magical time to see the city. Should you be interested in doing one of the cruises, I will link my recommendation down below. The nighttime cruises are typically available every hour from 7:30 until 10 p.m. And finally, if the night is still young, you can go and see a show at the Moulin Rouge or one of the many jazz clubs in Paris. And that's how to see the best of Paris in just one day. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more travel tips, and see the full written version of this itinerary linked below. And for those curious, I'm currently working on camisole number 11 from The Knitter, My Favorite Things knitwear. It uses silk, yarn, and 4mm knitting needles. I'm about halfway finished. Right now it's just a crop top.